Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees and pranams. Thank you very much for joining in for our Ramayana study session. Let's quickly start with the prayers. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvesesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Taralaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaya Girim Yatrapatamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanyamishwaram Harihi Om Tatsat Hare Krishna. So thank you devotees for joining in for our Ramayana study. So we are on that section of Aranyakand, wherein Ravana forces Maricha to come as a golden deer. Maricha attracts like it's planned by Ravana. Sita gets enchanted to the deer, and she asks Ram to go in search of the deer. Rama goes behind the deer. He realizes that this is indeed a Rakshasa only, as was told by Lakshmana. And what did Rama do? Rama actually killed the deer, and as per what was told by Ravana to Maricha, Maricha shouted, Lakshmana, protect me, Lakshmana, Sita, like that, in the sound of Lord Ram, and he died. And then, of course, as we all know, Sita requests Lakshmana to go, and Lakshmana says, Lord Ram can never become uh, 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 nobody can harm Lord Ram, right? What to speak of this deer? So in that way, she tells, he tells Sita there is no need for anyone to go in search of Lord Ram. But then Sita tells some harsh words to Lakshmana, and Lakshmana, what does he do? He does that Lakshman Rekha, where he makes a line and he tells Sita Devi, do not come out of this Lakshman Rekha, and then you will be safe. But we see that, the Sita Devi actually, Ramana comes in the disguise of a Brahmana, and actually Sita comes out to give alms, and then just Maya Sita, the actual Sita gets absorbed by Agni, or Agni takes over the actual Sita, and Maya Sita, when she comes out, is kidnapped by Ravana. Right, so we are in this particular chapter of where Sita is being kidnapped by Ravana. Right, so where we ended yesterday where Lakshman is being asked by Sita to quickly go, but Lakshman does not want to go, because Lakshman sees that there is no need for Lord Ram to get his protection, right? Because he knows that Lord Ram is perfectly capable of killing all of these Rakshasas, whoever they may be, whoever the deer was. But on insistence of Sita Devi, how Lakshmana goes, that is the chapter that we're going to cover today. Okay, let's continue reading. Shobha Mataji, go ahead. Lakshman did not move from there.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Lakshman did not move. He remembered Rama's instruction to God Sita. He did not at all fear for Rama and considered the cry to have been uttered by the demon. Sita became even more anxious when Sita saw Lakshmana unpersecuted. Bewildered by fear, she spoke angrily, O son of Sumitra, you are an enemy in this guise of a friend. It seems you are glad to see the plight of your brother. Surely you desire to possess me for yourself. Therefore, you do not rush to Rama's aid. What is the value of protecting me when our leader is in such danger? Sita shook with fear and sobbed loudly. Lakshmana felt pointed by
Pained.
her wound, by her words, pained
Lakshmana
by
felt
her word, and he tried to reassure her. Your husband cannot be overcome by either gods or demons assembled in any number. O gentle princess, Rama cannot be killed in a fight by any created beings, of that there is no doubt whosoever. Be at ease, Rama will soon return, having slain the Rakshasa who assumed the form of the deer and who not doubt uttered that cry. Lakshmana was certain that Rama was not in any danger. He would guess that the demon has been killed by Rama and has imitated Rama's voice as he did after Rama had annihilated the Rakshasa army at Janasthana. The Rakshasas must have formulated a plot for revenge. Lakshmana tried to explain this to Sita, but she became very more angry. She stood blazing like fire, her eyes red with fury. Because of her fear for Rama, she was confused, despite her respect for her victorious and gentle Lakshman, who had never once looked her into the face. Her anxiety for Rama made her rebuke him harshly. Oh, ignoble and merciless Lakshman, it is obvious that you care nothing for your brother. Indeed, you are happy to see him in peril. I can understand that you have been concealing your true nature. Posing as Rama's friend, you have all the while been coveting me. Your sinful desire will never be fulfilled. I shall give up my life even in my presence. Having become Rama's wife, how could I accept an ordinary and wicked man like you? Lakshman was deeply hurt. Sita was as worshipable to him as Rama. He could not even imagine that she was suggesting. His mind raced, confounded by agony. He could not remain with Sita while she was in the mood. He wrote, he, her words were unbearable. How could she make such accusation? He had he had to look for Rama, but what would happen to Sita? Fearful and angered by Sita's castigation, Lakshmana controlled his mind and replied, your words pierce me like a heated steel arrow. I cannot argue with you since you are a deity to me. O princess, alas, it seems that the nature of woman is to be fickle and given to sentimentally. Although I feel sure I am right, I must nevertheless follow a dangerous course driven by your sharp words. I shall depart and search for Rama, but I fear I may not find you here when I return. Sita continued to cry, saying to Lakshmana, I shall never remain with another man in Rama's present absence. I would sooner down myself in the river, fall from a high precipice, what is that, Mataji?
precipice.
Precipice, or enter blazing fire. Lakshmana was enraged by Sita's insu- insu-
Insinuations.
insinuations. I tried consoling her, but Sita would not say anything. He prayed to the forest deity to protect her. Then, bowing to her with folded hands, he left to look for Rama, Sita's words still ringing in his ear. As soon as Lakshmana has gone, Ravana came out of a hiding. In a human form, he approached Sita, who was without Rama and Lakshmana. Even as darkness overtake dusk, when devoid of the sun and moon, he saw the youthful princess sitting and weeping in front of her hut. As she came near, all the animals fled in all directions. Even the breeze did not blow, and river slowed her swift current till she almost stopped flowing. Appearing like a holy man, Ravana was like a deep well covered by grass. He looked intently at Sita, marveling at her beauty. As he gazed at her, the demon was pierced by Cupid's arrow, continuously chanting Vedic mantras. He moved close to Rama's beautiful consort in this guise of as a Brahmin ascetic. He stood before Sita and praised her in various ways. O most beautiful lady, you possess the splendor of gold and silver adorned with celestial gems. Ravana spoke poetically with his deep voice resonating around the forest grove. Your form is radiant, and your face, eyes, and delicate limbs are like so many blooming lotuses. Are you a goddess or a apsara descended from heaven? Your body is perfectly formed, and your face resembles a full moon with your dark eyes and full lips playing over teeth resembling rows of pearls. You are captured by heart by my mind. Mind is stolen away by your beauty, which is surely unmatched anywhere in these three worlds. Ravana thought that by praising Sita, he would attract her to him. His mind was full of lust. With wide opened eyes, he continued, why are you residing in a dark forest, frequented by wild beasts and haunted by Rakshasas? You deserve to live at the top of a magnificent palace of gold. Smelling gardens should be your playground. No fear, not fearful forest. Tell me, O charming lady, who are you and who is your protector? Are you the consort of some powerful deity? Why are you alone in this dangerous region? Sita looked up and saw Ravana dressed as an ascetic. She had encountered numerous Brahmins during her stay in the forest, and she was not surprised to see this one. The pious and the open hearted princess offered Ravana a seat and water to wash his feet, acting perfectly in accordance with religious codes. She fetched food from the hut and placed it before him, saying, you are welcome. Ravana
Hare
watched
Krishna.
her
Thank you,
closely.
Mataji.
Haribol, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. So here it seems to be that Lakshman Rekha, that particular pastime is not mentioned. I don't know. Maybe this is from Valmiki Ramayana or whatever. I don't know. But it was mentioned that he puts that Lakshman Rekha, and when she crosses that Lakshman Rekha, only then, although Ravana is coming disguised as a Brahmin, and is asking for alms. Actually, first Sita gives him from within that Lakshman Rekha. That's how it is explained. But then when Ravana tries to cross, he gets a spark there because it's a Lakshman Rekha is kind of an Agni protection for Mother Sita. So in this way, Lakshmana had arranged for Mother Sita to be protected even in his absence, right? But then when that spark comes out and Ravana is not able to enter inside, that's why he tells Mother Sita that I'm an Atiti, right? I've come to your house to ask for charity. You have to come out, or you have to step out of your house, or that thing, and then give me charity. And Sita does not sense anything, and she comes out and gives, and that is the time she gets abducted. So that's how um, some of the books also mention. But here it is saying that, of course, Ravana is coming as an ascetic, but it's not talking about the Lakshman Rekha or how it is getting. Sita was protected by Lakshmana even in his absence. That is something that's not mentioned here. I don't know from which book this is taken. So from that source, Prabhu is not mentioned. Okay. So let's go ahead. Ravana watched her closely from there. Deval Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Tanvat Pranam. Ravana watched her closely. He was stunned by her grace and elegance. He made up his mind to carry her away by force if necessary. As she tended to her unexpected guest, Sita looked around for signs of Rama returning, but she saw only the vast green forest. She began to reply to Ravana's questions. I am the daughter of Janaka, the king of Mithila, and my name is Sita. I am the consort of the high-souled Rama, a prince of Ayodhya. With him and his powerful brother Lakshman, I reside here peacefully. With a guileless mind, Sita told him how she and Rama came to be living in the forest. She explained everything in brief and then said, Soon my husband and his brother will return, bringing with them varieties of forest produce. Rest here a while, and they will no doubt sumptuously entertain you. But tell me, O sage, who are you, and how do you come to be wandering this lonely forest?" Ravana decided to reveal his true identity. He stood up and replied proudly to Sita, "I am Ravana, the celebrated ruler of all the Rakshasas. The gods, demons, and human beings are struck with terror upon hearing my name. O Sita, now that I have seen you, O most beautiful woman, I can no longer find delight in my own consorts. Become my foremost queen. Roam with me at ease in my golden city, Lanka. You will live in a splendid palace adorned with jewels, and 5,000 handmaidens will wait upon you." Sita was shocked. She became enraged and said to the Rakshasa, "I have taken a vow to follow Rama, who is as unshakable as a great mountain, as powerful as Indra, and as wise as Brihaspati. I cannot be swerved from Rama's service. He is virtuous and always true to his word. I am dedicated to Rama, who will never abandon his devoted servant. I belong to that Rama, who is like a mighty lion and destroys his enemies with ease and speed. How have you, O Ravana, a jackal, been so brazen as to covet me?" Sita looked disdainfully at Ravana, who stared at her lustfully. She felt sickened with it. What a disgusting creature. How could he even imagine that she could go with him? How disgraceful that he should pretend to be a Brahmin ascetic, the holiest of men. She spoke with fury. "You could no more touch me than you could the sun's fury orb. Your desire is sure to bring about your death, O wild Rakshasa. You seek to extract a tooth from the jaws of a powerful and hungry lion. You wish to carry in one hand the massive Mount Mandara. You desire to swim across the ocean, having tied around your neck a stone slab. You would who you who would steal the beloved consort of Rama are trying to snatch away the sun and moon with your bare hands." Sita reproached Ravana again and again. She scorned and decided him with the sharp words, warning him against his evil intentions. "After stealing me away, where will you go? How will you retain me whilst Rama stands on the battlefield, bow in hand? Your pathetic might is nothing against that of Rama's. Next to Rama, you are like a cow compared to Garuda." Sita shook like a sapling caught in a storm. She turned away from Ravana and prayed for Rama to return quickly. The Rakshasa was provoked by her harsh words, and he began to boast about his own strength. "I have won from Kuvera, the celestial city of Lanka, chasing him away by my own power. Why, I have taken from him the Pushpaka, his celebrated and beautiful airplane, which can range anywhere according to one's will. Wherever I stand, the sun withholds its fierce rays, the wind blows gently, and the rivers become still and calm." Ravana tried to intimidate Sita. He was annoyed that she was not interested in him. How could she remain attached to Rama, an insignificant human, when Ravana, the immensely powerful king of the Rakshasas, sought her favor? Surely she did not know of his strength and exploits. Even the gods feared his angry gaze. And as well as power, what about his unlimited opulence? Ravana described the city of Lanka with its innumerable gold palaces. "Come with me to Lanka, O princess. There you will enjoy human and celestial delights you have never even imagined. You will soon forget the mortal Rama, whose life is well nigh ended. Rama has lost everything, and having no power, lives in fear in the forest. I can dispose of him with a single finger. By your good fortune, Ravana is here in person to beseech your love. Accept me, O Sita, and abandon the worthless Rama." Sita could not even look at Ravana. She clenched her fist and flushed a deep crimson, sharply rebuking the demon. She told him that once he had laid hands on her, he would soon die at Rama's hands. Crying and calling for Rama, she moved away from the Rakshasa. Ravana became furious. He struck one hand against another and roared. The Rakshasa then assumed his original form with its 10 heads and 20 arms. He moved closer to Sita. "Look at me, O proud lady. I can lift up the earth, drink the ocean, and kill even death himself." Ravana's red eyes burned like fire, wearing a red robe and bedecked with fine gold ornaments. He looked like a dark cloud lit up by lightning. He had lost all patience, and he spoke angrily to the trembling Sita. "Here is a husband fit for you, O charming one. I shall take good care of you and never do anything you dislike. Leave aside the useless Rama and serve me. You do not deserve a life in the forest. Give up your affection for the soon-to-die human and become the queen of Lanka." Ravana had no intention of leaving her behind, but Sita was clearly not going to go with him willingly. He would have to force her. The demon grasped hold of the delicate Sita, taking her hair in one hand and her legs in another. Seeing him looking like death with mighty arms and sharp teeth, the forest deities all ran away. At that moment, Ravana's chariot appeared close by, drawn by its ugly mules. Ravana took Sita in his arms, scolding her sharply, and he placed her in the chariot. Sita writhed in Ravana's grasp. As the chariot rose up, she called for Rama at the top of her voice. Distracted with grief and anguish, Sita wailed like a mad woman. "O Lakshmana, where are you? I am being seized by a wild Rakshasa. O Rama, your life has been sacrificed for virtue. How then do you not see me being unrighteously carried away? You always chastise the wicked. Why then do you not punish the evil Ravana?" Sita began calling to the trees. She cried to the river and forest deities, to the animals and the birds, asking them all to tell Rama what had happened. Turning to Ravana, she said, "The fruits of sinful deeds are not immediately received, O Rakshasa, but in time they destroy the perpetrator to his very roots. O Ravana, your time is all but over. Rama will certainly recover me and end your life." As the chariot rose higher, Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you, Dharma Pranam.
So we see here that against her intentions, against her wishes, actually Ravana forces Sita and takes him takes her with him in the Pushpak Viman, like that. Yeah. So earlier only Ravana was cursed that if he tries to to enjoy to someone against their wishes, then he'll be put to death, right? So that's the reason Ravana actually tries to take him to Lanka, and in some way or the other, by keeping her in the Ashok Vatika or wherever the place in Lanka, he thought that if she stays with him for a longer time, she will agree to marry Ravana and become his queen. So that is the motive behind which Ravana is now trying to take Sita, although Sita is not at all, has expressed vehemently that she belongs to Lord Ram, and then Ravana would die at the hands of Lord Ram. But if when Kamesha Krodesha Rajoguna Samudbhava, right? So when our mind is filled with lust, no amount of good counsel we will hear, no amount of good counsel, and we will definitely do something that is wrong. That is why when we are extremely lusty about something, when we are extremely angry, those are the times, or even when we are extremely happy, we should not take any decisions, because either we will overcome it, or we will do the wrong action, right? So that's why only when our emotions are steady, when we are in the sattvic mode, that is the time when we have to take our decisions. When we are extremely passionate about something, when we are extremely desirous of something, when we are extremely angry, or when we are extremely hurt, whenever there is extreme emotions, whether passionate or tamoguna, right? Then we should not be taking any decisions, because those decisions are bound to be wrong, right? So in that way we see here that that Sita Devi is praying to all the birds and the trees and the plants and the animals, right? Some or the other, please inform Lord Ram, right? She's crying out for Lord Ram and Lakshman to come and protect her. So this is the time when Jatayu will be coming, right? Jatayu is Rama had already told that in case of anything, Jatayu is around, you can take his help, right? To Lakshmana he had told, right? So Jatayu will hear the cries of Mother Sita, and he will come and protect. He will try to protect Mother Sita, at the end of which he will lose his own life, right? And the Lord Ram, who did not even give the final fire to even his own father, right? He actually does the last rites for Jatayu, right? Because the Lord is not impressed by somebody's power. The Lord is not impressed by Jatayu did not win. He lost everything. He lost his life also. He's such an old vulture, right? He simply, actually, the Acharyas explain that a particular muhurta is there, right? Beyond this particular muhurta, even if Ravana carries away Sita, he will never be able to cause any damage to Sita Devi, right? The time, that's why we always talk about auspicious time. We talk about Rahukal, Yamagandam, and all those things we avoid, right? So that whatever vigna or whatever obstacles are there, they get removed in our performance of devotional service, in our performance of activities in this world, by which we derive some auspiciousness. So that auspiciousness in our life are better suited for us to perform devotional service with the pleasure of the Lord. So in that way, Jatayu wanted this particular muhurta to pass, so that the next muhurta, if Ravana were to carry away Sita, he would not be able to do anything to Mother Sita, because the time was such like that. So Jatayu gives up his life, and finally Ram repays his gratitude to Jatayu by actually performing the final rites, and Jatayu passes away looking at the lotus face of Lord Ram. Just like Bhishma Pitamaha left looking at the lotus face of Lord Krishna, right? Jatayu also had the fortune of giving up his life by looking at the lotus face of Lord Ram, and he had this wonderful destination because he gave up his life for the protection of Mother Sita, who was so dear to Lord Ram, right? So in that way, let's see how Jatayu comes and how he tries to help Mother Sita, and what is the reaction of Mother Sita about the whole thing. All right, Sudha Mataji, go ahead. As the chariot rose higher from there.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Hare Krishna, pranams Mataji.
From where Mataji? Oh, Rama.
As a chariot rose higher, Sita looked down and saw Jatayu perched on
As the chariot rose higher, Sita looked down and saw Jatayu perched on a large tree. She called out to him, "Oh bird, help me. I am being seized by an evil Rakshasa. Don't try to stop him. He is too powerful. Quickly find Rama." Jatayu heard Sita and looked up. He saw the chariot with Ravana and Sita on board. From the tree, he called out to the Rakshasa, whom he immediately recognized. "Oh Ravana, I am the king of the vultures, Jatayu. I possess might and am devoted to virtue. I shall not allow you to carry away Sita in my presence. You, who are also a king, should not bear away another's wife against the eternal codes of morality." Jatayu flew up from his perch and continuously reproaching Ravana and reminding him of what had happened to Khara and Dushana. Soaring upwards, he kept pace with Ravana's chariot. He spoke in a loud voice, disturbing the demon's mind. "Release Sita now, O evil-minded one. You have placed the noose of death around your neck. You have tied a poisonous snake in your cloth. O fool, your act will bring you nothing but suffering. If Rama were here, you would no more be able to carry away Sita by force than one could alter a Vedic text by the force of logic." Jatayu was infuriated. He challenged Ravana. "I am here to stop you, O Night Ranger. Stand and fight. Although I am old and weak, I cannot watch you take away this princess. Struck by my bill, you will fall from your chariot like a ripe fruit from a tree." When Ravana heard Jatayu's challenge, he veered his chariot towards him and rushed angrily at the king of birds, raining him with blows from his 20 arms. But Jatayu swooped and avoided Ravana's attack. Then he assailed Ravana with his sharp talons. As the great bird screamed, Ravana roared. The clash between the two combatants was tumultuous and frightening to witness. It resembled an encounter between two winged mountains. Ravana fired terrible-looking arrows that sped through the air like streaks of fire. Jatayu was suddenly struck all over with hundreds of sharp arrows. Ignoring his wounds, he rushed at Ravana, inflicting many wounds on him with his beak and claws. Jatayu then broke Ravana's large, jewel-encrusted bow, which fell glittering from the sky. Ravana swiftly strung another bow and shot thousands of arrows at Jatayu, entirely covering his body. The king of birds looked as if he had found shelter in a nest. He shook off the network of arrows with his wings and again flew at Ravana's chariot. The great bird tore off the heads of Ravana's mules. With a blow from his bill, he killed the charioteer. Swooping again and again, Jatayu then smashed Ravana's chariot. As his chariot fell in pieces, the Rakshasa grabbed hold of Sita and dropped to the ground. The gods, witnessing the battle from above, applauded Jatayu. Then Ravana again rose into the air. In two of his arms, he held Sita, while in another hand, he clutched his fierce-looking sword. He faced Jatayu, who again rebuked the demon. "Your act is condemned by all virtuous men," thundered Jatayu. "It is not even heroic. You are simply a thief, and like a thief, you will be caught and punished by Rama. O cowardly one, how do you hope to survive? Surely it is only for the annihilation of the Rakshasas that you have stolen Sita. Wait a short while, and Rama will return. Or fight me now, Ravana, for I shall never allow you to leave with Sita." Jatayu flew at Ravana. He tore the demon's back with his talons and struck his heads with his beak. The fearless bird pulled the Rakshasa's hair and dragged him about. Ravana shook with anger. His eyes blazed and his lips twitched with indignation. Tormented by Jatayu, he decided to kill him. He rushed at the bird and struck him violently with his fist. Jatayu then tore off Ravana's 10 left arms. Even as the arms fell to the ground, 10 more grew immediately in their place, like serpents coming out of an anthill. The Rakshasa then placed Sita on the ground. He darted toward Jatayu and began striking him with his fists and feet. Taking his razor-sharp sword, he lopped off Jatayu's wings. The great vulture fell on the ground, dying. With his white breast reddened with blood, He resembled a large cloud tinged by the setting sun. Sita cried out and ran towards him. Gently stroking his head, she called out to Rama, "My lord, where are you?" Thank you,
Ji?
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we see here that the Lord is not impressed by our power, our ability to memorize shlokas, our ability to sing nicely. The Lord is not pleased by all these things. Why? Because we are doing it only by the abilities provided by the Lord, right? So whatever ability, Krishna also tells in Bhagavad Gita, I am the ability in man, right? I am the sound Omkara. I am the the sun and the moon. So whatever we find beautiful in this world is but a spark of Lord's splendor, right? Mama Tejo Amsha Sambhava. So the Lord is not pleased by all of these things because He is the unlimited source of all of these beauty, wealth, strength, knowledge, fame, and renunciation. But what is the Lord actually pleased with? The Lord is actually pleased with our desire to serve Him. Right, that is why He was extremely pleased with Jatayu. Right, although Jatayu lost in this fight with Ravana and he was about to die, right, he was actually holding on his breath and life so that at least he could inform Ram, right, about the whereabouts of Mother Sita, that she went in this direction. So like that, to give at least a sense of direction to Lord Ram, he held his life, right? And the how did Lord Ram express his gratefulness, right? By actually performing the last rites of Jatayu, and also and also giving Jatayu the opportunity to leave his life, give up his life by looking at the lotus face of Lord Ram, right? So whenever we decide to serve the Lord or His devotees, we can be assured that even though it may be a painful situation, even though we may not be very happy in entering that service, or we may be going through some kind of pain, we should ultimately understand that serving Guru and Gauranga, it will be eternally blissful for us in the long run, right? And that is what is going to help us. So we should not give up service due to some kind of physical pain or temporary pain, or we should not have a myopic or a short-sighted view, right? We should continue to render service even though it may not be very enjoyable or very palatable to devotional service, right? Prabhupada also mentions, and Krishna also mentions in Bhagavad Gita, right, how something that is sattvic maybe may seem like poison in the beginning, but will be nectar at the end, right? Waking up during Brahma Murta in the morning, right, it becomes very difficult. It looks like poison. Oh, why can't I sleep? Especially in the the rainy season, winter, that mind always tells us, okay, another 10 minutes if we sleep, what will happen, right? What will happen? We will only get used to more lethargy and becomes more and more difficult for us to wake up and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the morning hours. And the more we control our mind and we are able to wake up, right, not snoozing that alarm, the more strength and power we get to perform what is good for us, right? Pravritim cha, nivritim cha, right? We should understand what is good for us in the long run, and according to that we have to make our choices, and not according to our short term satisfaction of the senses. That should not be the reason why we take certain decisions, right? We take decisions for the long term, what will eternally benefit us, like that. Okay, Sarva Gopishri Mataji, go ahead. My lord, where are you from there?
Hare Krishna, Tanda Pranam. My Lord, where are you? Do you not see this terrible calamity? The sky is filled with evil omens. Come quickly. Here lies the brave Jatayu, mortally wounded on my account. O Rama, O Lakshmana, save me. Sita cried bitterly. From the sky, Ravana saw that his adversary was overcome. He descended swiftly and went toward Sita. She ran away and embraced a tree, crying out, "Hold me, trees, hold me." Ravana grabbed her forcefully by the hair. In the grip of his own destiny, he dragged Sita away as she cried out, "Rama, Rama," again and again. Pulling her onto his lap, Ravana rose up into the sky. At that time, the wind stopped blowing and the sun appeared lustrous and dull. The whole creation seemed out of order, and a dense darkness enveloped the four quarters. Brahma saw his divine vision that Sita had been seized violently by Ravana, and he said to the god, "Our purpose is accomplished." The great sages in the forest also saw Sita being taken, knowing Ravana's destruction to be imminent. They felt simultaneously agonized and joyful. Ravana held Sita tightly and flew toward Lanka. With her body shining like a molten gold and adorned with jeweled ornaments, Sita looked like a lightning against a black cloud. Ravana appeared like a dark mountain, even illuminated by fire as he traveled with haste toward his city. Sita's face pressed against Ravana resembled the full moon splitting a cloud. She burst into tears again and again and called out for Rama. Lotus petals fell in the showers from her crushed garden. A bejeweled golden anklet dropped from her foot like a circular flash of lightning. Her necklace of pearls fell from her breast, appearing like the Ganges descending from the heavens. As Ravana soared over the treetops, the leaf shook violently, seeming to say, Sita, don't be afraid. Forest ponds with their faded lotus and frightened fishes appeared sorry for the princess. Lions and tigers, along with the birds and other beasts, angrily rushed behind, following Ravana's shadow. The mountain, their faces bathed in tears in the form of a rivulet and with arms upraised in the form of peaks, seemed to scream as the wind from Ravana passage rushed over them. Seeing Sita held in the grasp of 10-headed monster, the forest deities wept and their limbs trembled with fear. Sita, her face pale and her eyes reddened, chastised Ravana. Have you not shown him at all? Resorting only to steal the shells and the trickery, you have stolen away the chaste wife of another. O coward, you have killed the old and helpless Jatayu. Now you flee in fear from Rama. You are proud of your valor, but people throughout the world will scorn and deride you. O willing demon. Sita struggled in Ravana's grave. She preferred to fall onto the earth and die than be carried away by him. He censured Ravana continuously, goading him to turn and fight with Rama and Lakshmana. The tearful princess told him that even if he carried her to Lanka, she would soon die. Being unable to see Rama, Ravana, ignoring her sharp words, continued to bear her away through the skies. As they flew, she looked down and caught sight of a group of large monkeys sitting on a mountain peak. She pulled off her silken head covering and quickly bound up by a golden bracelet and other shining jewels, dropping the bundle as Ravana flew over the monkeys. Sita hoped they would meet Rama and show him the jewels. She would then know which direction Ravana had taken her. The Rakshasa king did not notice Sita's cloth falling to earth. The monkeys caught sight of it as it fell. They looked up and saw Ravana speeding past and the beautiful princess held in his arms. The Rakshasa forced through the air like an arrow shot from a bow. Delighted in mind, he raced toward his own destruction. Crossing over the fearsome ocean, which teemed with the sharks and other fierce aquatics, he went in the direction of his celestial city. Even as he flew overhead, the wind died and the ocean waves were stilled out of fear of him. The many siddhas and charanas in the sky who witnessed Ravana's flight with Sita said, this marks Ravana's end.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Karpagli Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Karpagli Mataji, go ahead. Soon Ravana arrived in Lanka.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Soon Ravana arrived in Lanka and entered his palace, going straight into the section where he kept his many wives. There he spoke with the Rakshasas who were interested in guarding his women. Take good care that no man looks upon Sita. Give her every item of enjoyment the moment she asks. Gold, gems, pearls, silk, whatever she may desire should be provided. Those who slight or upset her knowingly or unknowingly must not hold life dear. Ramana then left and went to his own room. He called for 8 of his most powerful generals. After praising them for their strength and valor, he said, armed with various weapons, go at once to the Dandaka, seek out Rama and observe him closely. Be wary, for Rama has single-handedly destroyed the entire army. I had stationed in the forest. Because of that, I feel a rage that burns my insides. That rage will Only be calm when Rama lies dead, slain by me. Therefore, you should learn of Rama's strength and weakness. Report these to me, and I shall then do what is required. Ravana gave them detailed instructions, repeatedly extolling them with pleasant words. The powerful Rakshasas then made their bodies invisible and set out towards the Dandaka forest. Ravana, having set up bitter enmity with Rama, felt secure and rejoiced within himself. He decided to visit his inner quarters where Sita was lodged. Stricken with love for the dark-eyed princess, he hurried to see her. Ravana found Sita bathed in tears and fallen to the floor amid the Rakshasas. She resembled a female deer, beset by a number of hounds. Ravana took Mataji,
Ravana had her forcibly brought as her.
Ravana found Sita bathed in tears and fallen to the ground amid Rakshasas. She resembled a female deer, beset by a number of hounds. Even though she was unwilling, Ravana had her forcibly brought as he showed her his palace. It is comprised a large number of shining buildings supported with pillars of ivory, gold, crystal. The palace was astonishing to behold and highly pleasing to the mind. Ravana took Sita up the magnificent central stairway of gold, showing her the vast extent of his home. The walls were set thickly with celestial gems which threw off a brilliant luster, lighting the whole palace. On each level of Ravana's palace were differently furnished rooms meant to evoke different moods. The palace resounded with delightful music of pestle drums and other instruments. Various scents filled the air. There were fountains and ponds surrounded by flowers of every description. Hoping to seduce her, Ravana spoke to Sita. I have under my control millions of Rakshasas. 10,000 of them are my personal servants. My city extends for 800 miles and is constructed everywhere with gold and gems. Everything I have, I now give over to you, O lovely princess. You are more dear to me than life. Become my wife and queen of all the women who are mine. What is the use of remaining attached to Rama, who is deprived of his kingdom, given to austerities and travels the earth on foot? Ravana tried to.
Anusha Mataji, go ahead. Ravana tried at length.
Thank you, Mataji. Nandapranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandrat Pranams. Ravana tried at length to impress Sita. He bragged of his power, telling her how he could conquer even the gods in heaven. Ravana also derided Rama in various ways, saying that he would not be able to reach Lanka even in thought. Indeed, Ravana boasted there was not a being anywhere in the three worlds who would now be able to rescue Sita from Lanka. Therefore, O delightful lady, share with me all these celestial pleasures. Range freely with me in the Pushpaka. Cast aside any thought of Rama, whose life is soon to end, for I alone am a husband worthy of you. Sita sat sobbing for some time, not looking at Ravana. She had no desire to speak to him, but seeing the Rakshasa's insistence, she composed herself and addressed him reproachfully. O sinful demon, had you dared lay hands upon me in Rama's presence, you would now be lying prostrate on the battlefield. Give up your vain boasting. Your life has all but ended. Your royal fortune is gone. Gone too is your strength and intelligence. Soon a shower of arrows will rain down upon Lanka, annihilating the Rakshasa's forces. Thanks to you, O vile Rakshasa, this city will soon be filled with weeping widows. Sita spoke furiously to Ravana. How could he even dare to suggest that she abandon Rama for him? He was like a crow trying to steal a sacrificial offering from amid an assembly of Brahmins. Her mind would not for a single moment contemplate a sinful act. It was only with deep regret that she looked at Ravana at all. Obviously, virtue was entirely unknown to him. He could imprison her or kill her as he liked, for she had no use of life without Rama. Hearing Sita's stinging words, Ravana's bodily hair stood on end. He spoke threateningly. Oh, most beautiful lady, hear my warning. If you do not yield to me within 1 year, you shall be killed by my cooks and served to me as my meal. Ravana then stormed away. He instructed the Rakshasis to break her pride by fearful threats, alternated with soft words, tame this lady as one would tame a wild animal.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is the various ways that Ravana was trying to make Sita somehow forget Ram and accept him, which was anyway not meant to be. So with this, we'll end our Ramayana session today, and tomorrow we'll meet again at 11 o'clock as we continue with these pastimes. So we'll try to complete Aranya Kand this week, and then from next week onwards, we will start with Kishkinda Kand. Yeah. So let's end with Harinam Sankirtan. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram Sita Ram Jaya 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 Sita Ram Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram Sita Ram Jaya 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 Sita Ram Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Gurudev Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol सीताराम लक्ष्मण शत्रुघ्न हनुमान जी की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णवा वृंद की जय हिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. So let's see, we're all there. Harjeet Mataji is there. I request other devotees, whoever it's possible, switch on your cameras. Let's have darshan of all the Vaishnavas. Yes, Karpakolli Mataji, Sarvagopeshwari Mataji. Our Namish Prabhu is also there. Hari Bol. Anusha Mataji is there. Okay, so other devotees are not switching on the cameras. Okay, Subbarao Prabhu is there. Okay, anyways, thank you very much. Vanchakalpadrupyascha kripasindubhyabhya patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nantagoti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, devotees. We'll meet you all tomorrow morning, 4:30 a.m. for our Brahma Murta chanting session. And they'll meet at 11 as we continue with the study of Ramayana, continuing from Aranya.